Hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Pocket Moggers here, and today I want to talk about the Sandshrew line. I love these guys, despite the fact that they really haven't done much of anything at all. So Sandshrew here is adorable and scrappy. With its claws and the ball rolling ability, you really get the cute but tough aesthetic that Pokemon loves. Go back and check its red and blue version sprite for a decidedly not cute version of it, though. An armadillo pangolin that turns into an anteater hedgehog is a really cool concept. It gets poison sting because it is based on shrews, and shrews are the only venomous animal or mammals, excuse me, not animals, mammals on the earth. But when I was younger, I thought it got it because armadillos give you leprosy. Sandslash here is taking a decidedly edgier, going for that tough aesthetic more than Sandshrew did. I feel like it would be featured on the cover of the game holding an automatic rifle while the moon illuminates its black and red fur and angry disposition. Maybe it doesn't remember who it is, and maybe there's somebody that's name it just can't get out of its mind. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But the point is, it Sandslash is definitely a step in the more grown up tough direction that suckered me into getting one as a kid because I thought it was so cool. But Sandslash really isn't as edgy as it looks. It retains most of the features that made it appealing as a Sandshrew, and those spikes on its back kind of give it a little more oomph too. I do kind of wish they did more with the rolling idea, but they didn't, and I think that's too bad. Does anybody remember AJ from the earliest iteration of the anime? He had a Sandshrew that was pretty cool. It could roll into a ball and jump into a swimming pool and do all sorts of cool stuff. Too bad AJ hits his pets. That was a big downer on that whole situation, and kind of a weird way to try to make a Pokemon interesting and appealing. Come look at Sandshrew. It's so weak it won't fight back when you hit it. You know what I mean? It seems very perplexing. But outside of that, I know that there was a guy in the first Pokemon movie who had a Sandslash, but they're in that valley level of Pokemon Snap. Sandshrew has a video game in Pokemon Stadium, but I don't know. After the first generation, Sandshrew and Sandslash just kind of, out of existence and into the realm of obscurity, which I think is too bad. I do think another evolution could help this line out a little bit. Um, but I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a 5 because it does have appealing aesthetics, but it just really it hasn't done anything. There's not really much to say about Sandshrew. So Sandshrew and Sandslash are version exclusive counterparts to Ekans and Arbok. So anywhere you can find Ekans in red version, you can find Sandshrew in green/blue version, depending on what version you're using in what country. Unfortunately, though, Sandshrew still really isn't worth it. It's much much better than Ekans, but it's just not worth your time, not when other ground types exist. It's weird, in my personal opinion, that Game Freak makes not so great monsters version exclusives. I don't understand that at all. They look at their fans and they say, who wants to pay $70 for Slowpoke and 70 more for Psyduck? Huh? That sounds pretty cool, right, guys? You love Slowpoke. You love Psyduck, don't you? I think they should sweeten the pot a bit. I think that decidedly better Pokemon should be the exclusives as a better incentivization. Well, really, I think they shouldn't do it at all. But if they're going to keep doing it, I feel that's the way that they should do it. Well, we aren't mogged by the mean again, but having said that, do we really feel any better for it? There's just nothing special about Sandslash here. That 100 attack and 110 defense are nice, and by Gen 1 standards, they're even good. But without any special defense or speed, they really can't be put to any good use. It just doesn't matter. Moves certainly do it more justice than its stats. It's got Rapid Spin, which removes entry hazards. It's got Knock-Off, which removes held items. And Spikes and Stealth Rocks to set up entry hazards so that your opponent gets hit when they get sent out. But without recovery and a special defense stat that could help at any, and a better HP stat, Sandslash just really isn't going to be able to be a wall either. Sand Veil, its first ability, can help it dodge some moves in Sandstorms in metas where that's allowed. Accuracy is a tricky thing in Pokemon, and a lot of metas don't allow you to manipulate accuracy for that reason. Sand Rush, doubling its speed in Sandstorm, is pretty good too, but again, with the special defense and just not good but not great stats, even getting double speed in Sandstorm isn't going to let it do too much. So I got to give it a 4 out of 10. Just because it's not mogged by the mean, and that's true. And I know that if you get mogged by the mean, the highest you can get is a 5, but that doesn't mean that Pokemon that aren't mogged by the mean can't get lower than a 5. You know what I mean? Sandslash just really is kind of bottom of the barrel here. It's pretty awful, so I'm going to stick with a 4, as much as I like the guy. So a 6 plus a 4 equals 10 out of 20, which is a solid 50%. I think that feels right, despite how much I love the way this guy looks. Sandshrew and Sandslash are kind of great examples of just another Pokemon, which sucks, but I mean, somebody's got to be that, right? And it looks like that's Sandshrew's job. Excuse me. These two do have Alolan forms that we will talk about. They changed things for the two of them, so we'll get to give them a little bit more of a comeuppance later on. When I was a dumb little kid, the fact that Pikachu and Sandshrew rhymed and that they were both yellow, close to each other in the Pokedex, and based on small mammals, led me to believe they were related in some way. Too bad that wasn't true, because I would love for Sandshrew to get as many chances as Pikachu keeps getting to be good or notable or whatever. I think the little guy deserves it. With that being said, I'm going to close things up for the night. Thank you all for your time. As I've mentioned many a time before, I don't own any of this stuff. This is purely for fun. Let your loved ones know that you love them. Stay safe out there in this crazy world, and I'm going to see you all in the next one.